permanent decisions versus momentary emotions. Day One Journey, episode 1571. Let's go. So today I share with my friend a very catchy quote. Don't make permanent decisions based on momentary emotions. So actually, as I do every single day for the past month or so, after moving to my new apartment, you can see over here, this is a new apartment. So since I moved here, every single morning I go with my bicycle, and sometimes I listen to some short motivational recordings on Google Podcast. So I listen to some of my favorite speakers, Les Brown, T.D. Jakes, Eric Thomas, David Goggins, Jordan Peterson. So they sort of bombard me with a lot of emotion and saying. And so one of them said something about permanent decisions. I'm not sure what they said about temporary emotions, but then I thought about this quote. Again, I'm not sure if they said it, I said it, I actually don't really care. I just like the words and I want to remind myself of these words. So this is a quote: don't make permanent decisions that will actually impact your long-term future. Yeah, these are permanent decisions as I see them. Don't make them based on momentary emotions. This is what I think. We are not our emotions. Our emotions, they come and they go. They change all the time. If I'm angry right now, it doesn't mean that it's part of my identity. It's part of who I am. I have this feeling right now, but I want to treat it like a wave, because this is what it is. It is a wave. It comes and it goes. I don't want to make permanent decisions, long-term decisions, based on what's happening this second that can change in an hour. Now, let's make a distinction right now. A very powerful distinction, I think, in my opinion, is intuition. So let's talk for a second, intuition versus feeling. So you can say, well, intuition is like you feel something and you think it's true. Well, intuition, in my opinion, is based on experience. So it is something that you can't necessarily put your finger on whilst it's happening. But it doesn't mean it's only associated to right now. I have intuition about things because I have some kind of an experience. Let's say I'm in a conversation right now and I have a bad intuition about the person I'm talking to. So I can listen to this intuition and adjust to the situation. By the way, it doesn't mean that I'm only based on intuition I will make permanent decisions. But I still make the distinction between a feeling and intuition. And intuition is maybe me sort of talking to myself on a subconscious level. I might communicate things to myself with emotion, so I might feel an emotion. It might be some kind of a trigger, but it is based on something deeper. So this is intuition. Going back to the big distinction, decisions and emotions. There are things that we want to decide for the long term, yeah? Whether it's a career, whether it's a life partner, and for example, I had this conversation in different contexts, different environments, different people I was talking to, but there was this saying that, okay, there's a life partner, and all in the movies, there's the ultimate question: do you love her? Because this is the only question, like in the movies. It's like the only question that you need to ask yourself. If you love her, then boom, boom. everything is solvable. Well, I actually don't agree with that, and I had different conversations with different people. Sometimes I mentioned the following sentence, and sometimes they mentioned that loving is not enough. There's more, yeah? Now, it also connects to a different quote that I like. Love the feeling is the fruit of love the verb. So maybe love the feeling, it can come and it can go, because it's a feeling. But love can be the verb, actually doing things for the people that you love, whether it's your parents, your friends, your life partner. So there's this distinction as well. And I know I'm going, I'm moving all over the place, but I do have a point. So love the feeling is not the only thing that matters to me, for example, in making the decision about a life partner, yeah? It's not just about this feeling. I also have my principles. I can think about them as my priorities, the things that I'm moving towards in my life, the things that are true and are important to me regardless of what I feel this second. And based on these things, I want to make the long-term permanent decisions. I don't want to make long-term permanent decisions based on momentary feelings. This is why when I'm in an argument or I'm in a heated conversation with someone and I might feel the urge, to say something or to hurt them or to be a bit, to lash out and let my emotions get the best of me, I hold myself. Because this is momentary. Whatever feeling I have right now, it's momentary. Yes, I want to understand it. Yes, I want to sort of experience it, to sort of understand myself a little bit better. But at the end of the day, I don't want to let it dictate my actions. I don't want to let this is the message. If you want to cut this video right now for the message, this is the point. I don't want to let my momentary and temporary feelings to dictate my actions. And more than that, I don't want to let my momentary and temporary feelings and emotions or desires dictate my long-term decisions. This is even more, so again, 2 layers. Layer number 1, right now I'm in a situation, I have a certain feeling. I don't want to let this feeling dictate my response. But this is just right now. On top of that, and much more important than that, I don't want to let these momentary things that happen to me, my feelings, emotions, desires, dictate my long-term decisions. Or the other way around, like the quote I shared with you in the beginning of today's episode. Don't make permanent decisions based on temporary feelings. Make permanent decisions based on what's really important to you in the long term. And these things are important to you regardless of your momentary emotions. I really like this distinction, permanent versus temporary. It has the time, It has the time layer and dimension inside. Permanent versus momentary. Permanent, this is long term. Temporary, this is just right now. And it changes all the time. Some things do not change. Our priorities. I would advise anybody, probably my only blanket advice would be, get to know yourself, understand what's important to you. And then it will be much easier for you to make long-term decisions. Not based on your temporary emotions, but the things that are truly important to you, your priorities. Have an amazing day, day 1. See you tomorrow.